I've been getting inundated with people talking about TRT, like that is the hot topic right now. And one of the things that stood out to me on your one-page sheet was TRT Scam. And what is that all about?
I'm 62 years old. I'm in pretty good shape. First thing out of people's mouths is, how much TRT do you do? That to me has lowered the bar, lowered the standard, lowered the expectation, lowered what is possible with hard work and consistency. We have all of these biohackers that are trying to tell people that there's a shortcut to getting fit. Stop telling yourself you're going to start Monday or New Year's Eve or this TRT shot or this supplement is going to get you there. Your human body is the most adaptive organism on the known universe, and it will adapt to the demands that you place on it or the fact that you do nothing. There's no in between.
Clark, what's up, man? How are you today?
Brother, I love the way you operate, man. Just get after it. Let's just go. You are my kind of guy. I'm doing great. I've been looking forward to this, man.
Hey, likewise, man. I'm kind of hard to schedule with, so my apologies there. I know your team's been trying to get us connected for a while. I'm like booked out months in advance, so my apologies, man.
Don't apologize for being successful, brother. That's what everyone wants, you know? And when I saw that, I'm like, okay, these are the type of podcasts you want to get on, because that means people want to get on them. That means you're getting out there and getting this in front of a lot of people. So I'm all in, man.
That's the name of the game, man. Name of the game. So this is interesting. I'm excited to chat with you because I've been getting, speaking of podcasts, I've been getting inundated with people talking about TRT, like that is the hot topic right now. And one of the things that stood out to me on your like one-page sheet was like the TRT scam. And I'm like, man, I want to get this guy on, talk about the other side, the flip side. So what, allude to that, man. What is that all about?
Yeah. So here's my feeling. I'll start from why I get so frustrated with this whole idea of TRT. I'm 62 years old. I'm in pretty good shape. And the first thing out of people's mouths is, how much TRT do you do? So that to me has lowered the bar, lowered the standard, lowered the expectation, lowered what is possible with hard work and consistency.
Mm-hmm.
What you're looking at is hard work and consistency. No TRT, no BS, just no peptides, no nothing. So then you get to the next thing of, well, every man after the age of 30 needs to be on TRT because his testosterone is automatically going to go down. That's bullshit too. That is not true. Then the next thing is the guide that they put out there. And I see all these guys on TikTok specifically, young, good-looking kids, fit, well-educated, know what they're talking about. But every guy that comes on and says, hey, I'm tired, I'm gaining weight, I'm a little foggy in the brain, they automatically say, okay, what are your numbers at? Well, you're at 300. Oh, you need to be between 8 and 12, bro. That's where everyone needs to be. That's not a true statement either. It's all dependent upon an individual, and it's not a box of 300 to 1200. It's not that every guy's going to be sinking down 1% every year after the age of 30. We have just made this an automatic thing that guys think they need to do. And when they do it, they expect that they're going to end up looking like me. And 99% of these guys that talk shit to me online, I could put them on all the TRT on the planet. If you don't change your lifestyle, if you don't change your mindset, you're just going to get fat. It's not an automatic ticket to getting jacked. And this is the misconception. This is the message that's being put out. And this is why I think it's a scam. Not all of it, right? Let me make this point. There are definite reasons for guys to be on testosterone, 100%. When a guy is doing it the right way for the right reasons, it's absolutely something that could change a man's life and make him exist at a much higher level with a much better outlook on life. But I would say if we lined up 10 guys, 6 of them at least are just doing steroids. They're not doing testosterone replacement therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Those two words, replacement and therapy, have been erased. We just use the acronym, but we don't truly look at, we're replacing a hormone, so you're shutting down your own, and it should be for therapy reasons, not just so you feel a little bit better, lose a few pounds. Get your ass in the gym and get on the treadmill and lift weights and eat right until you lose that weight. That's possible. So again, just because your buddy got great results, just because everybody's saying it online, doesn't mean that it's going to work for you that easily, man. That's my frustration right there.
I love it, man. It's funny because I feel like a lot of the messaging that I put out there falls on deaf ears because I'm 34, you know? Like, I compete in natural bodybuilding. I've been doing that for a while now. I've been strict ketogenic for a decade, and I'll make a post from one of my competition stage day photos, and, like, the comments are just filled with people accusing me of steroids. And then I'll say, "Hey, look, I compete in natural bodybuilding. I get polygraph tests, and I have a urinalysis test if I win." Like, they're pretty strict about this. But what frustrates me, like, I know that I'm natural, so, like, that doesn't really bother me. What bothers me is that people and society's perception of what's possible is so totally flawed that they don't even give the human body the benefit of the doubt of what it can possibly do when optimized. And that's the frustrating point because people don't even know what they're truly capable of internally without any exogenous hormones.
Bro, we're speaking the exact same thing. So what not category, but what um company do you compete with?
I
Um,
compete I compete in several of them, but I compete in the WNBF Federation, so World
okay.
Natural Bodybuilding, which is, like, the strictest of all the federations, and, like, I post my blood work. I mean, when I got down so in 2023, I became the leanest man on earth at 3.9% body fat, and I had, my testosterone checked, and it was at, like, 87. So it's like, if you're gonna accuse me of being on steroids with a total testosterone of 87, then you don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
Bro, I'm at 220 right now, and my free is in the toilet.
Mhm.
Toilet. Jay Campbell, one of the leading testosterone guys out there, said, "Clark, I don't even know how you operate. I don't know how you're doing what you're doing." And I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not lacking anything. I just got off of cancer treatment. So that goes back to my point of this graph. When guys say, "Oh, you're below this number, you automatically need something." That is not true at all. So, little segue. I'm doing a show. I'm promoting my own show here in California in April. Love to have you come out and do it.
Nice, man. Are you promoting this the first time you're promoting?
In a while. I used to promote a series of shows back in the day called FMI, Fitness Model International, and I did it differently, but I hooked up with INBA,
Yeah.
Acos, and we're doing the Mr. San Diego, Clark
Very
Bartram.
cool, man. So
Yeah.
I promoted a show for the first time this year as a promoter, and that was a whole new experience in and of itself as well, man. So, like, the whole bodybuilding space is cool, especially in natural bodybuilding because it's not as clicky and just dogmatic, it seems. But that's awesome, man. I'd love to come check it out.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be April something. I'll send you the info after
Yeah,
this.
send me the info for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally agree, man. Like, I don't know if it's partly genetic, but my total testosterone's never been obnoxiously high either. I mean, like I said, at 34, I think my total now is like 600, 700, maybe 800 on a good day, but it's not uncommon for it to be 300 or 400. And I don't feel bad. I have zeal for life. I'm vibrant. I'm energized. I'm strong. I'm recovering fine. Like, people look at that number and they automatically assume something's wrong. I think that perception of inaccurate expectation is what drags on them more than any physical implication.
For sure. And the internet is ruining people by telling them that if you're in this graph, if you fit in here, or if you feel this kind of way, or if you're over the age of 30, that you automatically need to do it. And it's a shame. So, talking about blood work, I posted blood work. I had Doug Grant, who's one of the leading blood guys in the world who works for the Olympic Federation. He tested my blood live. And I
Mhm,
said, "Tell people the truth." He goes, "Well, I'm going to tell you the truth because I've been wanting to look at your blood for years. You're drug free, Clark. You have nothing in you." But here's the problem. I was on TikTok live the other day. Guys like, "Show the blood work." I have it all the time because I get tested all the time because of my diagnosis. So I had it. I said, "Tell me right now what you're going to look for because I know when I show you, you're going to change. You're not
mhm,
going to just go, 'Okay, bro, my bad.'" Because guys can't do that. They're just
mhm.
pussies, most of them. And especially when it comes to this. So I showed him and it was 220 or whatever. And he's like, "No, man, you need to show me the free or whatever." And I showed him the free and then, well, I showed him the sex hormone binding globulin. I showed him everything. Number one, he doesn't know what he's looking at. Number two, he's only trying to uh, just reiterate some bullshit he heard online. And I just said, I'm done with you, dude. You're dumb. And
Yeah, you
that's
can't win you can't win with those people, and, I mean, like, this guy that was jumping in my comments, he's like, "I know you can't be that filled out without carbs, and I know you can't be that lean without steroids. I'm right, I know I'm right." And I'm
yeah,
like, "Okay,
yeah,
this random troll on Twitter is way more qualified to know what I put in my body than me." That makes
yeah.
total sense, you know?
You're starting to get me pissed off right now because those comments come all the time. I'm like, you know nothing. You know
Yep.
nothing. I had a guy yesterday and I was doing a live and he said that. I said, okay, Jack, you forgot to fill in the rest. You said, I know it's not possible for you to look that way. I said, Jack, you forgot to put at age 62, having just had cancer, radiated the shit out of me. And I listed off 4 or 5 other things. I said, Jack, you forgot to add those things. So he comes back with some lame ass, well, I wish you the best on your journey, but you're still not natural or something like that. I said, okay, we're going to go live together right now, bud. I'm going to stop what I'm doing. I'm going to bring you on live. No, man, I'm not interested. See, people, Jack's a bitch, you know?
Mhm. And see, the reality is, and you and I both know this, it's like there are a lot of people that are dishonest, and a lot of people that claim to be natural certainly aren't, and there's, like, this false perception there, which is definitely no bueno. But for the people that are, like you and I, that know in our heart of hearts the truth, and people just refuse to believe it, that's their coping mechanism to feel good enough about themselves as to why they haven't reached the higher level that they've striven to obtain, and they're seeing other people do it, and they just have to have some excuse as to why they're not. So it's frustrating, but, like, honestly, I just feel sad for them.
At the end of the day, I do as well, brother. I understand. But in the moment, I get riled up because it's not because I'm angry. It's because I wish people, to your point earlier, could understand what is possible in the
Mhm.
body. We've not tapped into nearly what we're capable of. And then the people that act like they have the human body figured out, they drive me nuts too, like the really smart ones suggesting that they already know everything that we're capable of. I'm like, that tells me you're one of the dumbest people I've ever met, that you're suggesting you know based upon some cherry picked research that you went out for confirmation bias and found just to bolster your argument.
Mhm. 100%, man. What got you into this space in the beginning? Like, what got you interested in fitness? Why have you stayed natural? Like, give me the backstory on you.
So I've been in fitness for my entire life. I always say I hit the ground running October 3rd, 1963, was an active kid, joined the Marine Corps, got into the fitness space. One day a buddy of mine said, CB, you need to enter a bodybuilding show. And back then I did stuff. In the 80s, we did steroids. I did it. We had good shit back then. So I've been through that and I know what it is like to do that. So I went through that. I competed in the 80s up until 97. I got off everything when me and my wife decided we wanted to get pregnant in 1991 or something like that, when we said, hey, we want to try and have a baby. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna mess anything up. So I got off
Mhm.
everything, never got back on anything since. But my career has grown from back in those days competing. One day I was at a bodybuilding contest and they were making a fuss about this guy and putting him in the magazine. I'm like, why are you not putting me in a magazine? So I sought to do that and, exceeded at that. And then from there, started doing some movie stuff. It's all been revolving around my physical prowess. So that's really what keeps me going, is the fact that I've been given one body and I'm going to live in it healthy. I'm going to live in it ripped. I'm going to live in it being the guy that says, bro, how old are you? How much do you bench press? And all that stuff you've heard, your
Mhm.
4 years on the planet.
What do you feel like, so having used steroids back in your bodybuilding days in, like, the '80s and '90s, getting off of it to conceive, and then now being in your 60s and not going to have TRT, has there been any issues in just, like, recovery or strength or anything like that? I mean, you've been off of it for so long, like, you wouldn't even have a good litmus test to gauge against.
Yeah, I don't. And that's another thing people will say was like, well, because you did it back then, that's the only reason you look the way you look now. Have you seen Arnold? You have you seen some of these other guys? It doesn't work like that. So what was the second part of your question regarding how I feel? No, I have no issues with strength. I don't consider myself a strong guy. I don't lift heavy. Give you an example. Yesterday, I did legs. I did like German volume training. I did 10 sets of 10 with 135 pounds on the squat. That was it. I didn't do anything else. That was my entire workout. So I don't do what my buddy Mike Ryan does or Mike O'Hearn, put 4 or 5 plates and try and kill myself. I'm not interested in that at all. I'm not interested in bench pressing heavy, squatting heavy, deadlifting heavy, any of that. I work for more, I do what I call metabolic mayhem. I just do these wild workouts and just one after another. And then some days I'll go in the gym and do a traditional bodybuilding workout. So I'm very instinctive. I listen to my body. To your point earlier, I know my body so well that I don't need any program or any system or any routine. I just go out there and do what is necessary and I'm done. I don't
Mhm.
spend tons of time in the gym. I don't even really like working out, to be honest with you. It's not something that I really enjoy. I just enjoy looking the way I look. So that drives me to do the workouts consistently. And then when I'm into them, I get enjoyment from them. But it's not like I wake up ready to go to the gym. I can't wait to get there. I have a full-blown gym out here, and sometimes I don't use it.
Mhm. Totally. Have you, like, over the years, maintaining health that you have you noticed that there's any specific change in the way you've thought about your training or nutrition or anything like that? Or have you just kinda stuck with the basics that whole time and just been consistent with it?
Instinctive, like I just said, that's the transition I've made over the years, where back in the day, I would have people that would do my nutrition for me when I was competing and doing a ton of the modeling back then. I would have workout partners that we would have bro splits and all that sort of stuff. But later in life, I just got to the point where I realized that I was never not going to be doing this. So having a bro split didn't matter because I wasn't walking onto a competition stage. And when I model for a magazine, it's pretty easy for me to get in shape. So I just go into the gym and I see that. I'm like, oh, that looks good. I'll do that. And then I see that and I'm like, oh, I'll go do that. And then I'll do some of that because it's all going to come out in the end. It
Mhm.
doesn't matter. I'm getting, we don't truly isolate anything. So everything's integrative, meaning, if you're doing back and biceps, you're still getting shoulders, you're still getting chest, you're getting core, you're getting everything. Your whole body is working to accomplish the the rep.
Right. Totally. What about your nutrition? Pretty instinctive with that as well?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I just got done doing a YouTube or a Reels video and I made some salmon and a nice little salad that had a whole bunch of vegetables in it. And that's it. That's what I eat.
Have you, I'm coming from a keto background, so I have some curious questions there, but what do you do with your carbohydrate? Do you have high carb, low carb, moderate carb? Is there any stance on that whatsoever?
So I would say typically I'm a low carb guy. My buddy Mike O'Hearn always makes fun of me because when I go to his house, he's like, "Yeah, don't give Clark any rice. He ain't gonna eat any rice. Clark's afraid of rice. Clark's afraid rice gonna make him fat." But I know that that's not true, but I just know my body and I know how my body responds. So if I'm preparing for something like a photo shoot, for example, I'll up the cardio and decrease the carbs. And that's all I need to do. I don't need to get down and dirty with the macros and try and figure out what my caloric intake needs to be for the day and how much protein I need and all of that. So it's very instinctive. And I just watch the mirror and I'm like, yeah, I look good enough. I can go do this.
It's all real food, so, like, not a bunch of processed junk food, I'm assuming.
Yeah, my mentor, Jack LaLanne, years ago told me, Clark, if man made it, don't eat it. And I
Yeah,
was doing a video yesterday, whole natural food. If it came from the earth or an animal, you're pretty safe.
100%. With you having been in the fitness world for so long, what's your stance on just the vibe trend, the direction it's heading as a whole? Because you were getting into it before. I mean, you were in the magazines, and this is before social media. Like, is it going in the right direction, or is it just totally been bastardized?
Both. I think both. It's more bastardized, I think, because there's so much that we can do to fake how we look. I saw a girl in the gym yesterday. I was doing the leg workout that I talked about, and we got this big, beautiful leg room at Metroflex in Oceanside. This girl came in, and all she did was found the perfect light, the perfect angle, the perfect pose, and did her shots, and she left. I didn't see her work out. And I'm thinking to myself, how many people are actually doing that? And then you see these guys calling out the people that are editing their photos. Hey, the background's bent and all of this stuff. So to that degree, it's been bastardized. Who knows how people really look?
Mm-hmm.
I'll pop my top anywhere, anytime. I look great. And here's a nice little fun fact. I do not let them Photoshop my images when I get in a magazine. You can ask anyone. I'm on the cover of Iron Man magazine this month, and I refuse to let them Photoshop my images. Like, this is legitimately me right now. If I do this pose, I look exactly the same, no Photoshopping. And I even make them print in there, not in this one. Clark will not allow us to Photoshop his images because for me, it was just pride. I like doing the work. I like showing up and looking good. And I had one photographer who will remain unnamed that photoshopped the shit out of me so bad. I'm like, that don't even look like me. I don't want that photo going out anywhere. So to that degree, it's been bastardized. But on the other end, with natural bodybuilding, with all of these federations and the reach that we can have compared to the reach that we used to be able to have, that was the only way we could get in front of people back in the day, was the magazines. Now we have the internet. Now we can get guys like you who've worked hard to get down to 3.2% body fat and show the world what's possible. To me, that's encouraging. To me, that's what it's all about. But if you're a liar and you're trying to slip through the cracks and you are lying about being on TRT and saying you're natural, that's all bullshit, man. That to me is just weak. But I applaud the people that are putting in the work and getting out there and trying to showcase it and encourage other people that they can do the same thing.
Yeah, totally agree, man. I feel like it's a tool, can be used for good or bad, like anything else. Um, what about like the state of just human nature, the society as a whole? Like, do you feel like there seems to be the gap between health is like the gap between the wealth haves and have nots. Like it's widening all the more. The people that are in the know about how to be healthy, how to live a healthy life, like they just seem to be even more enriched with it, and that demographic is growing. But it's like that there's no shortage of information, but it seems like the obesity epidemic is just getting more and more rampant. So like where's the turning point there?
You know, we live in the information society, and I think that's what's causing the problem. We have all of these biohackers that are trying to tell people that there's a shortcut to getting fit. I did a post yesterday on my Instagram and said, I'm going to give you the best advice ever if you're trying to get in shape and you're having a hard time. Stop bullshitting yourself. Stop telling yourself you're going to start Monday or New Year's Eve or this TRT shot or this supplement is going to get you there, and realize that your human body is the most adaptive organism on the known universe, and it will adapt to the demands that you place on it or the fact that you do nothing. There's no in between. So if you do the work long enough, it might be harder for you than it was for me. I'm sorry for that. It's not my problem. But I do know that if you put in consistent effort without all the biohacking and all of the bullshit, you find a workout program that meets your current fitness level, you find a nutritional program that's sustainable for you, and somebody to be in your corner and push you and call you on your bullshit when you don't want to do it, which we all at some point don't want to do it. You heard me say I don't enjoy it that much, but I enjoy the results. You find someone that's going to push you through that, a mentor, a coach, a cheerleader, a friend, anyone, you will get results and you don't need anything else. So it's an equal opportunity playing field. The problem is we're searching for something that won't work as good as the hard work and consistency.
Yeah, I feel like if you I mean, I have all these podcast guests. We dive deep into the weeds on nutrition, metabolism, amino acids, cellular health, which is all interesting. I like it. It's fun. It's interesting. But at the end of the day, when I just take everything that I've ever learned and distill it down to its simplest core essence, it's like eat real food, move your body, do it consistently every damn day. Like if people did that, we wouldn't be having the problem that we're in.
end the podcast right now. That's it. That's it. And again, here's the problem. People are searching for more than that. And they're stepping over the most beneficial thing, and that is the consistency. People always ask me, Clark, how long did it take you to look the way you look? 62 years. So let's talk about genetics and epigenetics or lifestyle for a second. I always give this example. Clark Bartram A and Clark Bartram B, a different approach to life. Grow up in Canton, Ohio. People in Canton, Ohio typically will go work in the steel mill. Republic Steel, Timken Roller Bearing, blue collar workers. I love them. I appreciate them. Iron workers. I grew up around them. Clark Bartram A was a active kid, sports, the whole bit. At 17, joined the Marine Corps, kept it going, got into bodybuilding, got into modeling, did all of that. This is why I'm sitting here today looking the way I'm looking. Clark Bartram B, with the same genetic predisposition, grew up in Canton, Ohio, played, did the things, did the sports, all of that. But at age 17, instead of the Marine Corps, I went to Republic Steel to work in the steel mill. And I busted my ass every day. And I came home and I had a beer, I had a steak and potato, got married, raised 4 great kids. I'm a great human still, but my body would not look the way it looks today had I taken that route. It just wouldn't. Because I would not have been consistent in the gym. I would not have been focused on what I was putting in my body. I would not have the same pride that I have for how I look now. I would have just said, I'm here to get a job done. And again, I respect the hell out of that. But I would not look the same had I taken that course. There's no one that can argue that. And that's the genetic predisposition, but the lifestyle component is 80% of it. And people need to understand that they're sitting in the body they're sitting in today, partly due to their genetics, but mostly due to their lifestyle choices.
Hello, y'all. Robert Sikes, the founder of the Savage Perspective Podcast, the host of the Savage Perspective Podcast. As y'all know, we do not roll ads throughout the podcast. This is not an ad technically, but I'm going to throw it in there just in case. The reason I don't put ads in here is because I don't want y'all to be distracted with minutes and minutes of just irrelevant content for me to make a buck. That's not good for y'all. I don't want to be inauthentic like that. However, I would be remiss if I didn't point y'all towards a great resource. So all of the guests that I bring onto the show are designed to give y'all insight, give you information, give you value that allows you to optimize your health from a ketogenic standpoint. I've built out a resource that takes everything I've learned over the years as a podcast host, as a professional natural bodybuilder, as a coach in the space, and I've compiled all that into a very, very comprehensive system, which also includes a community, a membership community from an accountability standpoint. It's got a ton of resources like a free workout app. It's got a AI that's built out based off of all of my content, so it's not giving you conflicting information. And the program has over 150 videos that breaks down all the details as to how to manipulate your macros, optimize your metabolism, build muscle, lose fat, all the good stuff that y'all are striving to do. And also, since I don't do ads on the podcast, all of the affiliate discount links that I have for various different brands live in this program as well. That literally pays for the cost in and of itself. So if you're interested in doing a deeper dive, actually using these tools and reaching your highest self, check out ketobodybuilding.com. Yeah, I feel like the compounding nature of what we eat, I mean, that's like one of the few things that we do every single day with the food we put in our mouth, how we move our body, how we sleep, the water we drink, the air we breathe, all that stuff. That compounded over 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, like that widens the gap pretty profoundly. Like that makes a massive, meaningful difference. And there is no such thing as neutral. There's no maintenance. That's a myth. Maintenance is a myth. Like you're either getting better or you're getting worse. And when you recognize that every decision you make is either hindering you or leading to your demise, you get really tactical about what decisions you make and allow into your body.
Amen, brother. Amen. I love this. I'm so happy I got on this podcast because you're only bolstering my steadfastness on my message. Because I'm very narrow in what I say. I don't get in all of these conversations that smart people get into. I appreciate them like you do. And I don't get in the negative part of life where people are like, oh, well, no. I mean, I got a cancer diagnosis. I had to move through that with the right energy and the right attitude. They were telling me, Clark, you're going to be sick, you're going to be tired. And I decided that after 5 weeks of radiation, I was going to shoot this magazine cover. That's how I shifted my mindset towards what I was moving through in life that I didn't choose. I didn't want to get cancer, but I didn't also want to just go get radiation and come home and lay on the couch and get sick and get tired and all that sort of stuff. I went right from that table to the gym. No one at the gym knew what I was going through except for 2 of my buddies. And then 2 weeks after my final radiation treatment, I went and shot this because that's what I chose to do. And I could have chose the opposite, man. And that's ultimately my message. I want people to understand that they just need to shift their mindset just a little bit. It doesn't need to be huge, and change the language and change some of the conversations they have with people in their life to, you can do it. It's not too late. You're not too old. Your testosterone's not too low. Whatever it is, it's just a small shift.
And the thing is, like with that cancer diagnosis, that could have totally been a justifiable get out of jail free card for putting in the work, so to speak. Like a lot of people would leverage that and people would be totally understanding of it. And you'd get a whole lot of empathy and it's all good. Sunshine and rainbows. But if you're performing at your best self, if you're holding back or cutting corners. I think that's the differentiating factor with all of this. Like going back to your Clark A or B example, like neither one of those is inherently wrong. But in Clark B example, you would have to live with the fact that that you could be doing more than you are. And that, like, you just can't live with that,
Yeah, I couldn't for sure. And it's unfair, it seems, that some people are dealt a different genetic makeup, but it just is the way it is. And when we understand that we are who we are and we're faced with the situation that we're faced with in life, and we could either do something about it or not, right? And that's basically what you just said. And if people choose to do something and you keep doing something until you get a result, it will happen. It will happen. You might not end up like your favorite influencer. Most people are never, myself included, getting to 3.2% body fat. As much as I would want to, I don't want to that much. And I don't think I'm truly capable of getting there.
It's not pleasant. I don't recommend it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that doesn't mean I can't be my best and end up on the cover of a magazine, or someone else can't be their best in buy a different size jeans or a different
100%.
size dress, or be able to walk up a flight of stairs or play with their grandkid or do a sport that they haven't done since they were in high school or college that they still love and want to do. That's the greatest thing about my life, is being able to go out with my son, who is 30 years old, and throw the football. And I run routes. I'm out there like I'm a teenager. We were just out at a tryout for an arena team. And my son says, go run some routes for me. He's like, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to run a 5-yard out. So I run a 5-yard out, throws it behind me. I reach around one hand and snatch that ball. And then I go nuts screaming. I'm running all the way to the end zone. And all of these people are watching me. And one guy goes, damn, Clark, bro, I love that you still do this. And I love that I still do this. And I know that there are men that are literally standing on the sideline of life, figuratively and literally, wanting to get out and do that. But they tell themselves they can't. But you know what you can do? If your son wants to throw a ball to you, you don't need to run a 5-yard out. You go stand where the 5-yard out would end and you just catch the ball. And you do that, and then maybe you jog. And then maybe you run a little faster. And eventually, your body, being the most adaptive organism on the universe, will get stronger and more capable, and you will be doing it again. Guaranteed. That is what I want the internet to say. I wish the internet said more of that instead of every man after the age of 30, his testosterone is going down. He's going to be a fat piece of shit by the time he's 60. Shut up.
Yeah. 100%, man. I feel like, comparison is a thief of all joy. People look at these influencers, they look at these talking heads, they assume that that's, written in stone. And like you were saying, everybody's got a different perspective, and your best is your best, and nobody can take that from you. As long as you're leveling up in some form or fashion every single day as it pertains to you, then you're winning. And as long as you have the hope and fulfillment and desire that comes with believing that you can get better, that's the cool thing about compounding interest of the activities and foods you're doing. Like if you're living right, every day is an exciting day because you're not living in your glory days from high school football. Like you're getting better and tomorrow has the potential to be better than today. Like I would hate to think that waking up would be, just doomed from the get-go thinking that I've already lived my best years. Like that's got to be terrifying. That's what some people do.
And again, that's the message that men are being fed. That's why I get so frustrated with this whole TRT conversation. Because if a man reads that on the internet and he wakes up believing that every single man is on this slow decline, right? Which I get why they say that, because in reality, we're all circling the drain. But it doesn't need to drop off like that. It can be like mine. No one, people see me, they don't think I'm 62. So if I can do it, other people can do it. People say, Clark, how's your skin look so good? I lay in cold water every day. I think that cold water is the best thing for my skin. It's not some crazy biohack. It's just me doing some stuff that's uncomfortable. My son came to me yesterday. He said, you know what? It's a lot harder now to get in that cold plunge when it's dark outside at 5 o'clock and it's colder here in California. I'm like, yeah, the same temperature water feels 10 degrees colder because of the atmosphere. So
Mhm.
think of the atmosphere that you're surrounding yourself with, the people that you're talking to, the information that's pouring into your life. That is the atmosphere that creates the discomfort. So if you change the atmosphere, you're going to change how you feel in any given situation. So if you have people around you that are negative, you know what? People are in your life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. Some people got to go. If you're getting up every day and watching the news, turn that shit off. There's nothing that you can do about what's happening. And all you got to do to find out what the temperature is, hey Siri, what's the temperature? It'll tell you. So you don't need to inundate yourself first thing in the morning with a bunch of negativity. And this is what we do. And we're surrounded by it. I shut it out. I shut it out and I only listen.
It's 70 degrees right now.
There
Right
you
there.
go.
It's 70 degrees in California. So look, man, it's I don't want people to misunderstand me. I love people. I want to help people, but I get frustrated by people, man.
Yeah, I can totally resonate with everything you're saying because I think we share the same frustration. It's like we're not putting ourselves on a pedestal by any means. We just want to empower other people to believe that they can do exactly what we're doing. And like if everybody in the world freaking did that, how much better would the world be? Like if everybody woke up excited about their day and what lay ahead of them, if they felt empowered to live a better life as opposed to just being stuck in this quicksand that just constantly sucked them down. I mean, if people treated their finances like that, their health like that, their relationships like that, their spirituality like that, then we would all be winning. And that's what anybody that is winning wants for everyone else.
And that's why I get frustrated with the trolls online, because no man who is doing well in life would talk negative to another man and try and bring him down. I got sidetracked on my TikTok live this morning where I put everything aside that I was saying. And I said, listen, man, why don't we support each other and lift each other up? I get it that my confidence offends your insecurity, but do something about your insecurity. Get in the gym. If you need help, I'll help you. Let's work this out like men right now. If you're feeling some kind of way, or if I said something to offend you, I apologize. I have no problem taking ownership of my stuff. But if you're just offended by my confidence, you need to lift your confidence up, not try and bring mine down. It ain't going to happen. But I'll help you lift yours up, brother. I will help you. And here's something really interesting. I will give guys the opportunity in a situation like that to DM me, get my phone number, call me, talk to me like a man. And the 3 guys that have done that, 2 of them signed up for my program, and all 3 of them said, "Oh, I was just having a bad day, my bad." And I'm like, "Cool. I respect you now more than before because you owned your bullshit." So if you own the fact that you're in a body that you don't appreciate or love right now, accept it and do something about it.
100%, man. What's your argument against the healthy at any weight, like that whole shenanigans? I feel like feel like I know what you're gonna say, but I wanna hear it anyways.
My dad was famous for saying, "I look like shit, but my doctor says I have the heart of an 18-year-old." Well, he died of congestive heart failure.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Dad, you're just justifying looking a certain way because you love to drink." And I'm not berating my dad. God rest his soul. I love the man. He taught me some great things. Matter of fact, yesterday a man said, I'm getting emotional. Man said, "You called me sir. I find that very interesting. Were you a Marine?" I said, "Yes, sir, I was a Marine, but my dad taught me that as a young man." He said, "Your dad taught you the best thing he could have ever taught you because I really respected you the second you said sir to me." But my dad just loved to drink. So he was justifying his lifestyle with this bravado of, "I look like shit, but," you know,
Mhm.
my dad was a good looking man. And I know he didn't want to be overweight. I know he didn't want to feel the way he was feeling, but we hide behind this bullshit mask. We're all wearing some kind of mask. But most men that are out of shape will try and justify it by saying, "Well, I'm healthy. You got cancer, Clark. I didn't," or whatever. I know you want to look like me though, you know? So I just think that's a justification. When that whole thing came out with the heavier people on the magazines or whatever, it's just our world softening. People afraid to be honest and tell the truth. And the reality is the majority of people that are obese or overweight, I personally think they don't want to be living that way. They don't want to be living that way. And somewhere deep inside, there's an honest person in there that's been covered up with all of these justifications and beliefs and, crap that they're getting fed in this world, man.
I agree on all fronts, and I'm not trying to belittle anybody either, but I feel like at the end of the day, you can't deny the simple fact that you're going to be able to contribute more to your fellow human being if you're healthy for a longer period of time. You'll be able to add more value to this world before you leave it. And for that reason alone, it makes sense to optimize your health in the best way that you can. I mean, I feel like it's not a goal to be healthy. It's like a moral responsibility. You'll be able to serve others at a higher capacity. And I think once we make that mental shift, again, there's more buy-in to it. There's more fulfillment that comes from it.
For sure. I always give this analogy of just being fit for survival reasons. If there was a zombie apocalypse and I had to run and jump a fence, run up a hill, pick up a rock, punch someone, wrestle someone, I am absolutely capable of doing that at an advanced age. So you want to be in a position in life where if need be and you have to get physical on some level, you're capable to some degree. You're not hindered by how out of shape you are, at least, right? You don't need to be some fighting expert or parkour expert or something like that. But I can jump a 10-foot fence in 2.5 seconds. I've watched teenagers. I'll jump a fence at the local high school to get on there and throw trick shots with my football and do all sorts of stuff. And I'll be on there playing and I'll see teenagers not be able to jump the same fence that I just popped over. And I'm
Mhm.
looking at myself like, wow. And then it used to be where the gate would open up about this much and I could slither my way through there. The majority of the people ain't going to be able to slither their way through there, man.
Mhm.
And that's just the state of readiness. Fitness isn't this. Like we have been, especially in our bodybuilding world, like we all think that fitness is this or being on the cover of a magazine. That's not what it is. It's being fit to do life at a level that is not expected. That's how I define it, right? People don't expect me at 62 to be able to do the stuff that I do, but I love
Yeah.
doing it. And that's what drives me.
100%, man. I love that you're doing it at 62 too. Like I've got a employee that works here with me, and he's been with me just about a year now. He's 62 as well, and he's always worked on a farm. He's farm boy tough, you know. And I'm like, man, you should do my bodybuilding show. You should do a bodybuilding show this year. So he started getting his nutrition dialed in. He started training. He freaking did a bodybuilding show and kicked ass at 62. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about, man. People put this number out there and say, oh, you're over the hill at whatever, 40, 50, 60. It's like, man, you've looked better than you've ever looked. You're kicking ass. You're excited about tomorrow. Like that's what life should be about right there.
I love that, man. Tell him that I'm a fan without even seeing or meeting him.
I'm gonna send you a picture of him, man. He's pretty impressed. Every single day he does 70 pull-ups with me.
Damn.
He's rocking it. He's rocking it.
What is the rep and set range? Like
So
5 at a clip, 10 at a clip, or one set of all in and just
so
finish?
all my employees, we take a break from making our, keto bricks here, and then we'll all go to the gym. We got a gym on site, and we'll all line up. We'll do basically sets of 7 reps, and we'll just knock out 70 pull-ups. Then we just progressively overload it. So next week we might be doing 80 pull-ups, or who knows what the case is.
Bro, I wanna come work for you, man.
It's pretty slick, man. It's pretty slick. Tell me
Yeah.
about the one ticket poster behind you there. That's got a meaning. I'm assuming for sure. What's the backstory on that? One life.
So, One Life, I saw this actually, Gary Vee had one like this, but I took it to another level. So One Life, it says limit one per person, and then I put my saying on there that I stole directly from the movie Shawshank Redemption, get busy living. The rest of it was, or get busy dying. And then on the side where the ticket number is 10031963, which is October 3rd, 1963, the day I was born. So this is what reminds me every day. God, I'm fucking getting emotional. To get up and live my life, man. And all throughout my office up here, get busy living. And there's just reminders of me everywhere in my office. Honorable discharge, Hall of Fame, movies, my wife, my kids, Batman. Just things that when I walk in this office, it sets an energy and it sets a tone. Sometimes you don't even realize how you light up rooms and inspire people by being you. You are literally magnetic. And you don't even know it. That's from one of my clients, Wayne, a championship belt for Battle Against Cancer Warrior Award, the Maximized Man Elite. So everywhere in here is just inspiration, and that is the cornerstone of it, that we have one life. And that brings us back to the original conversation of, please, man, once we realize that, like really realize it, and stop putting excuses in front of our ability to accomplish whatever it is we want in life. Brother, I've been married to the same woman for 35 years, and that shit ain't easy.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't easy. But you know what? I put in the work because I committed to her. I love her, and I want to be a good husband. And it ain't easy. So I'll give that analogy to how hard it is for some people to get fit. And there are obstacles in the way, and there are temptations in the way, and there are reasons that are truly justifiable for me to give up and quit and go do something easier and more fun and what the world would think is good. I don't. I don't. Because I realize what's at stake. I realize what I've put so much into. So for anyone listening right now that's like, Clark, it's easy for you to get in shape. We all have a cross to bear at some point. There's always something in our life that is going to be a challenge. And if people knew my life, like really knew my life and knew who I was, all the fitness stuff would kind of fall by the wayside and you'd be like, wow, this guy has put in a lot of effort to be where he's at today. And I truly have. And that is what drives me. And that is what I wake up to and I think about every day. And I have a mission statement. And my mission statement is to positively and powerfully affect everyone I come into contact with. I came up with that 30 years ago with a marketing guy. And I wake up in the morning, I put my feet on the ground, and I say, today I will positively and powerfully affect everyone I come into contact with. And that looks different everywhere I go. Costco, it looked different. In my house, it looks different. Here, it looks different. And it might not seem obvious to some, but at the core of who I am, that is what God put me on this planet to do. End of story.
I love it, man. And when you do that, when you live life like that, there's no failing. Like you can literally go to bed at peace each night within knowing that you've maintained your integrity, knowing that come hell or high water, you're living your best life for a higher purpose. And then you're just at peace with whatever comes next. Like there's just this unspoken peace, and you can't put a price on that.
You can't. And I always say that, and you took the words out of my mouth. We're so in alignment. When I put my head on my pillow at night, I got nothing. I got nothing. I lay down at 8 o'clock. I'm sleeping by 8:06. That's it. There's nothing going through here that keeps me sidetracked from knowing now it's time to just lay down in that sweet peace, right? That's what I want. I want to live a lighthearted and carefree existence. I don't want bullshit with anybody, my wife, people on the internet, any of that. And again, from time to time, people will see me and go, "Oh, I saw something totally different." Like in the Patrick Swayze movie Roadhouse. There's a time. There's a time that you have to go into action, right? And I'm very, very consistent with that. I don't put up with shit.
That's the way to be, man. That's the way to be. Then you don't have to take a mask off. You're just honest, transparent, authentic, 100% unapologetically you. You live your life, and then that's it. There's no reason to take that mask off because there's no mask to put on.
Well, what are your keto bricks, brother? I'm curious now.
So they're 1,000 calories each. We make them in house because I didn't want to outsource production. I made them for myself during 2017 when I was doing my first ketogenic bodybuilding prep, and I just wanted to make a nutrition bar that kind of streamlined my meal prep. So I formulated it, made it in my kitchen, and then people kept asking about it. So we just decided to make a business of it. My girlfriend at the time, wife now, and we've just kind of grown from there, man. So it's been a wild ride for sure. We lived in the warehouse for 3 years building this up, bootstrapping it from the ground up and just hustling, man.
I respect the hell out of that, bro. Where can I go buy some? I want to support your business. I'll go grab some.
Well, it's ketobrick.com, but I'll send you some, man. Well, after we get done recording here, just shoot me a good shipping address and I'll hook you up.
Yeah. Are you on TikTok or anything with them?
TikTok is like the one platform I haven't really dove into. I need to. I'm on all the other ones. But yeah, TikTok's probably where I'm lacking for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna give you some encouragement. Go on TikTok as a seller, get your keto bricks on there, and it will blow the top off the building. I promise you. TikTok it's
That's where it's
insane.
at, huh?
It's where it's at.
Awesome. Well, I will definitely check that out, man. Let's keep this conversation going, brother. I've thoroughly enjoyed this for sure.
Yeah.
Where do people go to find out more about you and follow you on TikTok, I guess?
So my TikTok is the real Clark Bartram, and I go on there. I started on there during the whole lockdown. I saw the app. I kind of didn't know what it was. Thought, this is a waste of time. Then I decided to jump on there for some reason, and I didn't even know what to do. And I asked my son, "What do I do?" And I made some dumb video, and I ended up erasing it. But then I realized I got to be me, right? I just got to be me on TikTok. I thought that it was this young kids app. So I did something called 3 moves, 3 minutes, and it blew up on TikTok. Teachers were using it for their students because of the lockdown. And I was just getting all sorts of messages. I'd be walking down the street, "Hey, 3 moves, 3 minutes. Oh, you're the 3 moves, 3 minutes guy." It blew up. And that's kind of what established me on TikTok. So I went from no followers to I think I'm at 1.3 million followers now, but that's irrelevant. But what is relevant is the opportunity that's out there for people, man. It's crazy for sellers, for affiliates. So if you came on there with your product and I ordered a sample, my job to you is to shoot one video. "Hey, I just got these keto bricks in. I met this guy, Robert, on his podcast. I'm going to try him. Oh, damn, this is good. Honey, try this. She'll never lie about anything. Trust me." And this is really good. I love it. Click the link right here and grab them. Now people start buying, and then you get other affiliates. Now you got an army of salespeople that are growing on TikTok for you, selling the keto bricks. There's so many keto people on TikTok that you could tap into that community. But you have that route, you have the affiliate route, which is the route I go. So I sell fitness equipment, clothes, supplements, whatever. I got this freaking chair yesterday from it. And it's crazy the amount of money you can make on TikTok. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, that's honestly like the one, like I have a TikTok account, but like that's the one platform I haven't really dabbled in at all. So I will definitely start dabbling for sure. I like the podcast because it's like a longer form medium. It's like authentic. You can't really bullshit a podcast. Like this is us having a real conversation as if we were getting coffee somewhere, having a steak dinner. Like it's real and it's not like viral clickbaiting. So I prefer podcasting, but I recognize that people's eyes and attention are definitely on the short form.
Absolutely. And again, you approach that with the idea of, hey, I have a product and I'm just looking for people to sell it. If you like it, I'm going to send you a sample. Your only obligation, like I said, is to shoot one video because that's the way TikTok works. Otherwise, you get kicked off of being an affiliate, and then they'll just be honest about it. And if you've got a great product, which I can't imagine you don't, people are going to say, wow, this is really good. Comes in 3 flavors or whatever. Now other people want to become affiliates. You're incentivizing them with a small commission, and you're just growing. So it's not even you being on there. Like this shirt, I love the guy that owns this brand, Haas. He's a young kid, in your face, grew a brand from his garage, much like your story. He crossed over $1 million a month from TikTok, and he's just a no apologies kind of guy. And people troll him, and he just comes back with a great product and a great message. So
Awesome,
it's
man.
yeah, it's a different thing than being a podcaster. So this could stay the same, but you could chop this up and put it on there just for
Yeah,
content, you know?
for sure, for sure. Well, I'll definitely be following you on TikTok. Make sure I'm getting all your content in for sure, man. Where else do people go to find you? So TikTok, any place else you send them?
Instagram is Clark Bartram. Then I have a YouTube account, which is Clark Bartram as well. And then my program's called Maximize Man Elite. What I do specifically as a business is I have a high ticket coaching program for successful men over 40, businessmen who are building brands, and you know how much it takes. You slept in a warehouse for 3 years, working not 9 to 5, but 5 to 9. So those types of guys that are living the American dream, they have all the luxuries of life, but they let their body go. They were former athletes, whatever, so they can pay the money to get real results. And we do a deep data dive on them. We look at blood work first. If any guy's joining a program off of a PDF or a buy now button, you're wasting your time. Because 99% of the time, for a busy guy like I target in my business, it's not going to work for them. We need the data, just like you look at data in business. So we
Mhm.
look at the data in the blood, we sit them down with a hormone expert, they get all the information, we create a program accordingly, we put them with an accountability coach. I have a Zoom call every Saturday at 7 a.m. Pacific. I have great guests that come on, from Super Bowl champion quarterbacks, actors, bodybuilders, motivational speakers, doctors. This week, I got Steve Wilkos, the guy that was the security guard on the Jerry Springer show back in the day. So just random people that have gone through life and achieved success. They come in and they encourage these guys. So it's a great program. And I have a 93.7% success rate with guys that come in and join my program.
Awesome, man. And where do people go to find what's the website on that one?
It's maximizedmanelite.com. So we have
Nice.
5 principles that we go by. There's 5 lifestyle principles: mindset, meals, movement, community, and integrity is the 5th one. It used to be supplementation. We switched it to integrity. So what I do is, say you were one of my guys, every morning you would send me a text of 5 numbers on a scale of 1 to 10 in each of those 5 principles. Mindset, where you at? I'm at an 8. Okay, great, Robert. Meals, I'm at a 7. Movement, I'm at a 4. So on and so forth. So I would hit you back, bro, why are you at a 4? Did you not get your workout in yesterday? What's going on? Oh, you remember I hurt my wrist. That's not going to stop you from getting on the treadmill. That's not going to stop you from doing squats. So I just manage you based upon those 5 principles. And it works out extremely well. It's easy to do. Guys get it. They live by it, and they realize it all starts with mindset. Nutrition's not the number one thing. Everyone says, what's more important, nutrition or exercise? Neither one, until you get your mindset right. Abs are not made in the kitchen, ladies and gentlemen. Abs are not made in the kitchen. You could be in the kitchen and eat shit. You know, you have to have your mindset to open the refrigerator and go, oh, who brought that pizza home? I'm not going to eat that because it's not going to lead me toward my goal of living in a
Mhm.
ripped body. So abs are not made in the kitchen. Please understand that. And you can outwork a bad diet, but who wants to? You know what
Mhm.
I mean? So we've been hearing all of these statements throughout our life that are misleading and not true, right? So if you're eating right consistently, you don't have to outwork anything. You only got to go 20 minutes in the gym. for the average guy. I could take anyone who's in average American shape right now, and we know that average American shape is
Pretty bad.
overweight by at least 40 pounds,
Yeah.
right? I could take anyone in average American shape, have you work out 2 times a week for 15 minutes each workout for a total of 30 minutes, change what you're eating just a little bit, and have your body change. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Mhm. 100%, man. They gotta have the mindset first, though. You gotta have that right mindset in place, or else it's all gonna be just shooting in the dark, man. So
And
you're
that's what I
on the
do.
money.
I specialize in getting guys' minds right.
I love it. I love it. Well, I'll link out to all that, make it easy for people to find you. And shoot, man, I'll send you some keto bricks. We'll keep this conversation going, brother.
Right on, man. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Clark.
Yeah, I'm
Keep
so
killing it,
grateful
man.
to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.